Nice. That is the clap to start this episode.
That's it.
Welcome to We'll Save the Interview with the fantastic, incredible, hard-hitting Vinnie Rodriguez.
Aww.
Oh, how we doing? Who literally beforehand, before our clap, was like, yo, why don't we just clap on this beat drop for this song that we listened to? And it was a great idea. It was a great idea.
It's the first time I've listened to Italian trap music, but like,
I know
I'm about it.
Yeah, I am here for it. And then now there's something else that's, dude, okay, this must be a playlist because there's some operatic stuff going on right now. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay. This is, this speaks to me. This is dope.
And now I have to find royalty-free music that has the same vibe.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We should probably stop talking about it.
Nah, we'll keep it in. How are you doing today on this Saturday?
Great,
this
man.
is real Saturday vibes, man.
This is super Saturday vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I woke up at like 9:30. It was good. It was real good.
As opposed to, I feel like there's another time that you also wake up. That's not 9:30.
Oh, yeah. It's either 9:30 or like 6:30 because of, kids or work or whatever other obligations I've said yes to. But, part of my thing has been like, I'm just going to say no to stuff.
I love it.
And so I was like, do I want to go play golf this morning? No.
No.
Do I want to do the dishes? No.
No.
So, I got up, I folded some laundry.
Wow.
Grabbed a shower.
Wow.
Just sort of like adult light.
Adult light.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good.
That's the move when you say no to things. You just kind of.
It is the move.
You just protect your peace. You have your little plot of land.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to go out and grow some rutabagas.
Yeah, no, I have a terrible green thumb. I can't grow anything.
Also, I don't think I know what rutabagas look like.
Really?
Yeah.
They look like teardrop-shaped softballs.
Teardrop-shaped softballs. Rutabagas. Root vegetables.
They're super hard. They smell kind of bad, in my opinion.
But the taste is...
also bad.
Okay, that's what I was... I was hoping that was the set spike that I was going for. It was good.
Yep. Yeah, no, they taste about how they smell.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great. Yeah, they look like they could kill you if they fell from a tree, like a coconut.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I'm sure there is at least one murder in human history where the murder weapon was rutabaga. Like, dude, blunt force trauma with rutabaga.
Wow.
Like, how Americans will joke about putting like a bunch of quarters in a sock?
Yeah. I
sort of expect that like Eastern European countries joke about putting a rutabaga in a sock.
Wow. If you're in an Eastern European country, please confirm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Please confirm. Or deny. Correct me.
Or deny, so that way you don't get caught. Yeah, that's kind of a great idea. It sounds like the start of a good murder mystery. Kill people with some rutabagas. Cook the rutabagas. That night, Tikkun Soul, while the investigators are there, you might as well feed them.
Ooh.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
Man, that's a murder mystery plot. Just
wow.
Sock that away in the We'll Save archive.
Yeah, just next to a bunch of quarters and rutabagas in that big sock.
Who knows? Maybe we need some more murder mystery in our lives.
I mean, we already had it. Maybe there's some more that's coming. Who knows? I don't know. There's plenty of mystery. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
A little warm-up softball.
Yeah.
I'm going to softball this rutabaga to you right now.
A little warm-up rutabaga, yeah.
A little warm-up rutabaga. Sorry, I just pictured you like, it's like 2 a.m. and your wife gets up. You're not in bed. There's like a low light on in the kitchen. There's just you eating warmed-up rutabagas. Just sawing away. It's really hard. What is the music lately that you have been banging to? Like when you put it on, that it is just, it's going to be a good time. Even if it's just you listening. This is
wow. There's been a couple of things. Lately?
I mean,
my jam.
Yeah.
You already know.
Okay.
Hardy's The Mockingbird and the Crow.
It's a good tune. It's a real good tune.
Is like that song. I recently saw the music video for the first time. And it's him off in the woods with a truck and a dog and a Yeti cooler full of beer and like every single country music stereotype.
Of course.
And then like midway through the song, it transitions into this like psychedelic, you know, the woodland animals have like given him this crow. I don't know if it's poison or like tincture or transformational drug. I don't know. But like he goes off on this wild trip and there's all sorts of different trippy imagery. And then like it's his transition into the crow. And he comes back in like all black with a rocker chain on. And with a new, like he went from his acoustic guitar to like a black hollow body Gibson.
Whoa.
Like, yeah. So like the transition from country pop to rock was really neat to see. It's also all claymation. Stop motion claymation.
You really buried the lead with that one.
I did. Yeah, it's a wild video. The whole album is great. And
yeah, it is.
The vibes are so good. It's great. Like if I'm having a down morning and I need some more energy, I will put that whole album all the way up. Between that and the music video and the song for Wait in the Truck with Lainey Wilson was really good. I kind of like the standing up for the little person story. And he's like, you know, this is the consequence of my actions, but I would do it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really went from just some banging claymation video to something deep.
Yeah, indeed. That's kind of the album, though. Like
that's true.
It goes all the way from deep philosophical, ethical, moral questions to like, yeah, we're just going to rock.
I also feel like that's a little bit of Colin. Like, I feel like Colin has some deep thoughts, and then at some points he's just gonna rock.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. I think he kind of he did some of that in the troll fight. I think we've spent so little time with him that I'm really like, just like you or any of our listeners, like I can't wait to spend more time with him to see what he does.
Can you share a little bit more about Colin and just introduce Colin as a refresher? And same with your character in Unknown Treasures.
Sure. I'm gonna start with the easier of the two, Unknown Treasures, partly because I've spent so much time with Chak, and then I guess I'll talk about Colin for a bit. So Chak is a Raxolite. Raxolites are sort of the vegetable-based bonobos of the Starfinder world. They're naturally curious and welcoming of new ideas. And so Chak was part of I don't want to say a political dynasty. They were middlingly good politicians, but they remained good people, which I think you can't be a great politician and a great person. And so like, why not?
Okay.
He always had a hunger for adventure. And so when the captain found him and made him an offer, like, of course the answer was yes. And I think for Chak, the answer is yes in most situations.
Yeah.
So, as we kind of saw through Unknown Treasures, but like he sort of always experienced the shelter of his home world and his relatively powerful, affluent family. And so to go from that to the shelter and protection of the captain was kind of a logical fit. And so he got to see the world without really taking too many risks. But when they ended up on Akiton to try to defend the captain's territory, Captain Goldhorn, I think Chak was really like, okay, maybe this could be an interesting experience for me to sort of blossom and like grow out of my pot here. Like, is this the opportunity to no longer just be a houseplant, but to be a real contributing member of this crew? And so hilarity ensued. He went from completely naive to, I think, having learned a few lessons of how the world works, for sure. He experienced some big wins. He experienced the taste of victory. And he also felt some big loss. Like the departure of Thaddeus from the rest of the crew, I think, is going to leave a lasting impact on that freaking planet. So, yeah.
That's Chak.
Love Chak. Gonna miss that guy.
Who knows?
That wild freaking. I think I described him in his bio as everyone's drunk uncle who decides most of their decisions, who makes most of their major decisions by rolls of the dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very accurate. Who knows? Maybe Chad will come back someday.
Maybe. I hope so. I would love to spend some more time with Jack.
What about
Colin?
Yeah.
Colin is... I sort of imagine that Jack and Colin are sort of two sides of the same coin. Where Jack sort of came out of the gate whimsical and got wizened up. Colin is the complete opposite. So, like, Colin, just as a personality trait, Colin is the type that would wash and fold and put away his laundry all in the same day.
On a vacation.
Yeah. Colin never leaves dirty dishes in the sink. Like, everything has its place and its order, and everything is happens for a reason, and he sort of lives in that world of order. He comes from a family of philanthropists, and so it kind of made sense as his skills in healthcare blossomed. He was sort of always naturally gifted toward magic, and so like spent most of his younger years trying to understand what that meant for him.
Yeah. And
it was always kind of a presumed that he would do something to give back. So he enters the I wish I could remember the name of the nonprofit. So he's on a humanitarian mission to Akiton, and the next thing he knows, he's waking up in a completely different environment under a bush that has knocked him the F word out, with a bunch of folks and a gigantic Rivener
all staring over you.
He gets dropped right into a fight. According to him, everything is trying to kill him. And like, how the F word did I get here? So like, for someone to go from stable, predictable, in his element, doing the right things and things that he's best at, to get dropped into this now just whirlwind of chaos. I think we're gonna see Colin start to lose it a little bit.
I am very excited for this.
Me too. Because like, what do you do when your whole world gets shifted upside down and shaken around?
I want to put a quick pause on that because I want to jump back to Chak real quick.
Okay.
Chak, at the very end, you mentioned this departure of Thaddeus from the crew, which is funny because I think of it as Rolu leaving the crew to go do what Rolu needs to do. So I'm just curious, what is Chak thinking? You've hinted at it a little bit, but what's the internal dialogue with Chak at the very end, and what are you thinking about how everything went down and what's going to happen next?
I think I've been pretty explicit.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
I individually and Chak are deep, like, when I think of leaving the crew, right? And I think that the difference is, when I talk about the crew, I mean like the 5 of us that came down to Akiton. I think when you mentioned
4 of us,
Rolu leaving the crew, 4 of us.
Yeah.
Sorry. I kind of think of that unseen hand as the 5th.
Yeah.
I think when you talk about Rolu leaving, the larger crew of the Caduceus. Because like, I assume that there are more members of the Caduceus than just the 5 of us in the advanced party.
For sure.
So, I mean, Chak is curious. I think Chak is in this weirdly nebulous, like, he did the right thing by him. And so he's confident in that, but still, like, doesn't know if Rolu is trustworthy. I think he knows that he has to find out for sure. And if he finds out the hard way, he finds out the hard way.
This feels like the corollary with Colin waking up in the bush into a totally different environment. This whole all of Unknown Treasures feels like Chak's move from the stability into, something different.
Yeah.
Through a decision that Chalk made themselves.
Yeah. I think that's fair. He sort of thrust it upon himself, where Colin has sort of been thrust into it by whomever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chalk has grown more comfortable with taking risks over the course of the story. And because of that, like, yeah, Rolu has become his friend. And like, when your friend comes to you and says, I need this, you don't ask questions. You just do it.
Just as long as everyone gets real comfortable real quick.
I mean, John Mulaney nailed it. I thought it was really fun to roleplay, to see that conflict roleplayed, like as a player and as a character, like feeling the tension, and also to get to like, yeah, we've got this. Mm-hmm. Let's go do the darn thing.
Except for Thaddeus, who was like, "Hey, please don't."
Yeah.
I love it.
Thaddeus was like, "Yeah, that's cool," but also he sucks. Maybe.
Roll it.
So maybe don't.
It's like a DBZ scream. It was amazing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was spectacular. And you know, I'm super curious. I would love to see a part 2, just to like explore that conflict even deeper, and also like the antics between Chalk and Rolu and Termaiden.
Yeah. It's funny, in my mind, it feels like it's unbalanced. It feels like you need a Thaddeus in there for it all to evenly work out, right?
I'm sure Thaddeus would appear.
Perhaps.
Generally in pursuit, but I'm sure he would appear.
I will move my fingers together.
Yeah.
In a way that looks...
To be clear, because there are 3 of us at this table, the listener too.
Yes.
That is not something that we are actively working on.
Yeah, until now. And I just started a new OneNote. UT2. Let's pull the pin out of the threefold transition here that we pinned up earlier, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you had talked about Colin starting to lose his ship, and we just hinted at maybe some future idea in UT2 where we discover what happens after Chuck has figured out what happened after you F around and find out, you know?
Yeah.
My question to you is, on the piggyback of Colin losing his shit, what questions or clues are you looking forward to the most in Threefold? And that could be you, or it could be Colin, because I'm sure Colin has a lot of questions.
Colin certainly has a lot more questions than answers right now. I've kind of, just as a player and as a person, stopped asking questions about Threefold. You're not going to answer any of them until they happen in the story. I'm curious to see if, because like there's a fair bit of like skittishness, because nothing has been as it seems thus far. Mm-hmm. So like we've already gone from one ship to another location surrounding said ship, and like now we're on a third location that I don't know that I trust these folks to take us to where they say they're taking us to, or like what's going to happen. Even if they are truly genuine, what else will happen outside of the forces that we now are aware of to just take this whole story completely off the rails? This is Murphy's Law gone completely wrong. It's the whole story. Colin is deeply, deeply like... Colin was already shook by the time we got onto Stormbreaker. Voidcrier. Yikes. Colin was already shook by the time we got onto Voidcrier. And so receiving that message on his communicator rattled him at his core. Like there were certain parts of his past that he has held as truth and as fact, and that formed him into the person that he is today. And one of those pillars, I would probably say the core pillar, of his being has been shifted. And so I don't know if he believes the message. He's kind of, I mean, based on what he's seen in the last, 6 hours?
Yeah.
He's inclined to believe just about anything.
But also, it's totally acceptable to question the authority of the message and how truthful it is.
Because there is no clear sender. Like, it's not like, oh, hey, this is a trusted source who would definitely have knowledge of the topic.
Yeah. Hey, this is your aunt. Just wanted to let you know. Had to fix. Yeah. If it came from a family figure, that it'll be like, hey, I love you. How are things going? Like, says like 3 things that don't matter, and then like, oh, by the way, boot doot 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 doot. All right, see ya. Love you. You're like, what?
Yeah.
And so, even then, you would still question the message. Anyway, sorry.
If you're curious what was in that message, I'm happy to share with anyone. One person has asked me, all you've got to do is hop into our Discord and shoot me a DM, and I'm happy to let you know what was said to Colin.
Who was? Can I ask who the person was who asked you?
I think so. I just got to search my DMs. Nope. Stand by. I think it was Finder.
I had a feeling it was Finder.
Yeah, it was Finder. It was Finder of Past and Stars.
Yeah.
Just over a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So aside from me and Finder of the Past and Stars and John Swan, nobody knows.
Woo!
So if you want in on the secret, you know how to get it.
You know how to get it. And on that cliff note, I got to say, is there anything else that you want to share? Is there anything else that we didn't talk about or you want to share about the show or Rutabagas?
The transition to video is so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Technical problems are a fact of life when you're trying to do something that you've never done before.
Yeah.
And so working through that has been a unique challenge, and I welcome it because we're all professionals here and friends and appreciate each other's contributions. So thanks to you listeners for giving us the opportunity to do something new. Thanks to the rest of the cast for being willing to do a whole bunch of new because we've certainly made it more complicated to record.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks to you, John, for putting together a pretty dope game.
Hey, and thank you to you for playing these awesome characters and sitting down today on this beautiful Saturday surrounded by Rutabagas in this nice little interview space. Thank you for a fantastic interview.
Yeah.
And stay tuned. Oh, what's up?
Now I'm going to go turn on some Hardy while I clean my office.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in that psychedelic rocker outfit. Thanks to everybody for listening. As always, this is the beautiful. What's up? Oh, yeah, appreciate you too.
I was trying to figure out how to do the finger heart. I just couldn't
you kind of flip it sometimes. Anyway, Thanks everyone. Stay tuned for next week when we have a special episode coming to you. And thank you again, Vinnie. And hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your Will Save week. We'll see you next Will Save Wednesday.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all.